Dear Lord, thank you for this beautiful day we've had today, Lord. Please be with us as we go through this agenda, as we make the decisions that best impact our students, our teachers, and our patrons. Please guide us. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen. Huh?
Thank you for doing that.
Let's see here, what is today, 6/2? Got time? All right.
All right, it's 7 o'clock, so we'll call the meeting to order. Roll call, looks like everyone is present. B, public participation. Mr. Johnson, you're up first.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just returned from Oklahoma American Legion Boys State last week, and although I'm still rather sleepy, I'm still up and about. We had a pretty good session. We had a little over 300 high school juniors from across the state that attended, and almost everyone on the staff said it was one of the best we've ever had. The kids were more engaged, more attentive, and a lot of activities. I mean, it just went really well. Dawson Leffingwell was the band director, graduate of Kingfisher High School, and just does a fabulous job with those kids. In fact, they were performing they checked in at noon on Saturday, and he had the band playing the national anthem that evening for formation. So he's really quite good. Jared Harrison, of course, is chief operating officer, another graduate of our high school, and has did a terrific job. Sam McPherson, another graduate of our high school many years ago, is the office manager. So we have Kingfisher is very well represented. We had, I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget it, we had 12 boys from Kingfisher, one from Okarche, one from Hennessy, and 5 from Mokeen, that post-5 sponsor. So we had a good representation from Kingfisher County. I wanted to thank the board and Mr. Evans for the use of a Suburban, which we've been granted over the last 8 or 10 years to haul material up there that we needed for the program, and it was very well used and well needed. I would mention that Wyatt Long, one of our students, was selected as the outstanding journalist for the program, and a rather amusing event happened. We always have a luncheon for the mayors of the various cities and the governor and lieutenant governor. So the governor always has a few concluding comments, and Wyatt and his team are sitting over in the corner covering as good journalists do. And the governor referred to them as my journalists. That did not set well, and the governor never recovered from that. So Wyatt did an excellent job, and we're very proud of him. So thank you for the support that Kingfisher Schools have given to the Boys State program.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson, for everything you do for that program. So, I know it's near and dear to your heart. So. All right, Mr. Buck, you're up.
All right. Good evening, board members. I just want to bring up Pledge of Allegiance, flag salute. Just wondering if we could induct that at the start of our board meeting. It gives us a reminder that we are United States, that it is about the Republic, we are one nation, and we are indivisible. That's something that the school board should be kind of, in my mind, as we approach. I notice it in the county commissioner meetings and the city meetings as well that I attend. I just want to bring that up. Other than that, great job, y'all. Keep it up. Well under time.
We didn't even go a minute. All right. Anybody else for public participation? I see none. We will take that under advice, Mr. Buck.
Oh, thanks.
All right. Honors and recognition.
We have Boys State. We really had a great last couple of weeks. Track kids really performed well. Had a state champion in the 400 meters, and she was in the 400 meter relay. Really performed well. Got to go in. We didn't have them at the last meeting, but the FFA had 4, or I think it was 4, state FFA degree recipients. We were well represented. We had one of the Swafford, Mr. Swafford, actually placed at the interscholastics FFAs, and we had a really good state academic team competition at the state competition because of the SWASC. Mr. Kais told the teachers whenever we dismiss it, if you're going to Vegas, you might not want to take Mr. Kyle with you because he's on a heater. And he's been on a heater for about 2 or 3 months. But we really had a successful end to the year, and I'd really like to recognize the administrative staff and the faculty and the support staff for the excellent job that they did going through the second semester of the year, and our students showed great leadership. We appreciate the smoothness of the graduation ceremonies.
All right. Anybody else for honors and recognition over there? Okay. Number D, discussion and possible action to approve the minutes of the May 5th, 2025 regular meeting and the minutes of the May 21st, 2025 special meeting.
We'll make a motion to approve item D.
I'll second.
All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes. E, discussion and possible action on the following. 1, the general fund encumbrances. The 2, the child nutrition fund encumbrances. The 3, change orders listed in general co-op building and child nutrition. 4, the treasury report. And 5, the activity fund custodian report.
This is not we're not a whole lot different than we were at the end of the in the May meeting, except we did run all of our payroll. We've got all but the STARS payroll in. And if you look on the front page of your sheet, right now we're collecting $513,000 over what we were this time or what we were supposed to be collecting is what we're estimating will come out at. As you go through and look at our expense, at our revenue trends, the biggest thing that we're seeing right now, I want you to look down at gross production. This is the one that's got me particularly concerned. Right now, we're $890,000 over what collections were supposed to be for this year. But if you've been following the news, it's not looking like anybody's going to be playing nice over the next couple of weeks, and we're probably going to see a drop in this over the next couple of months. I'm really going, when we do the estimate of needs, I'm going to ask that we're going to probably keep that at the same estimated level that we had this year and hope that we make it there. Okay. If you look up on the top, the taxes levy, $2,076,000 is how much less we've collected from over last year. And our net under collections right now on total new revenues, $2,471,000. But we're right at $513,000 over where we thought we would. So that's not a bad day. But it's still not going to catch us up to the $8,020,000 that we're going to be under because of the combination of ad valorem, gross production, the loss of ESSER, and all those other funds that we have. If you look at the second page, you can see the same thing in the pie graphs. We're still looking at somewhere around 25% state aid versus this time last year that was 20%. That's because the balance forward was down when we started the year. The balance forward is going to be down even further whenever we start the next year. And that's because of our our lowered collection rates. And we're probably going to be able to expect somewhere between the 1.2 million and the 2.2 million that we've been talking about for the last 3 months. That's where it's going to profile out at. Whenever we go to the next page, and if you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask them. Right now, we're 4,880,000 below where we were this time last year. But the one thing that is different is we do have 16 million in total encumbrances. Part of that is because of the million that we've spent on Gilmore. We had 500,000 that was carried over into the new year from Gilmore last year at the start in July. And it should have, and then we've got 500,000 that we've been paying out. That causes a hurt. But on the other side of it, we have 98% of our salaries out. That's a good thing. And we've still got, and if you went through the sheets in the board packet, you're going to see a negative 235,000 in general fund today. But that's because we haven't received our final payment from the state aid. We haven't received our final payment on ad valorem and county formula, and we also haven't received our final payments for the month from all of the tax chargeables that we have. So that's going to make a difference. As we go to the next page, if I can get my finger stored here. If you look, you can see, particularly on the bar graph, on the line graph down here at the bottom, you can see that we're looking at this. We switched a little bit and we deflected up above the green line, which is 2023. It looked like we were going to get under 2023 and 2020. We would get under 2023 and possibly down close to 2022, but it's not going to happen. And part of the reason is because we had 25 more salaries at the start of the year than what we do now. And that first half of the year has caused a growth in that whenever you add all the final salaries, because we ran May, June, July, and August, and that is a big salary load right there. So that's why you're seeing that number. We still believe that we're going to come out just a little bit better on the carryover, but whenever you do the algorithms, it's going to come out somewhere between 1.2 and 2.2. And there's a possibility that the final number could be 500,000 because we may not get all the money back from the state, from the SDE. I don't want anybody to sit there and go, oh my gosh, you guys don't know how to do math over here. And this is the sheet I gave you from Dawn, and these numbers are very similar. This is the same one that she had from last month that I had included. And the reason I didn't include a new one was because we were trying to close up business today, and she really didn't have time to get this one done for us. But I went ahead and put this in there so we have our point of reference whenever we meet the 23rd or 26th. One last thing, we're projecting that we'll increase salary and burdens by $120,000 as we roll up the salaries for next year. We believe that we probably have that accommodated in some of the hiring practices. There'll be an increase in supplies, one salary position, and services due to the Rise to Read grant, and we're having to expend $300,000 between now and July 15th on that Rise to Read so we can keep that money, so we can get it claimed. And we'll get it claimed before the August board meeting. We'll do a Form C7 to increase our appropriations at the next board meeting. We wanted to make sure we had everything so we could blow those appropriations up as much as we possibly could. And the revenue, and we do that to try to just protect ourselves in case there is an unexpected bill or something. The revenue budgets for next year will need to consider the potential loss of gross production revenues due to price reductions in oil and natural gas, like we've been talking about for some time.
I'll make a motion to approve item E 1 through 5.
Second. Any questions, or if not, all those in favor raise your right hand. Motion passes. F, discussion possible action to approve recommended contracts as follows. The Tiffany Jenkins Academic Language Therapy Services, More Therapy Services, Inc., Speak Life SLP Service LLC, Youth and Family Services, Inc., the Chatter Matters LLC, ADPC Software, Precision Testing Laboratories, Inc., Cimarron Exterminators, OKTLE Employee Evaluation Systems, Inc., the OSAG Workers' Compensation, and the Oklahoma DHS Family Specialties Agreement.
All these contracts are normal contracts for this time of year, and we've really got to have all of them.
There's no new ones. These are all the same ones.
Yeah,
we had.
These are all the same
Yeah.
ones. The ADPC software would have language on it that had us on the cloud instead of being a standalone version of ADPC. I think we want to keep the cloud after our experience this year.
I completely agree. Any discussion? Then I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve item F.
I'll second it.
All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes. Item G, discussion possible action to declare the following as surplus. 25 MS Office 2016 Excel Complete Books, 25 MS Office 3016 Work Complete Books, an HP M606 printer, softball jerseys, pants, gloves, shoes, and football jerseys, pants, helmets, and sleds.
Yes, and the softball stuff and the football stuff in particular may be part of the great Kingfisher School's yard sale. And they're going to do that as a fundraiser or to try to get rid of the stuff. And their goal is to try to give people a chance to get their kids' jerseys or their favorite players' jerseys. So but we really need to find some way to get this stuff out of storage.
Sounds like a garage sale is a great way to get rid of it. I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion we approve item G.
Second.
All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes. H, board to consider and take action on the resolution determining the maturities of and setting a date, time, and place for the sale of a $3,350,000 general obligation building bonds of the school district.
This is to sell the bonds on the junior high. So we have very specific language. If you want me to read it, I
That'd
can
be
do
great.
that.
You do. I will.
The bid, my recommendation is that the board meet on June 23rd, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. to sell to, we need to meet it 23rd day of June 2025 at 6:30 p.m. and the bids will be at 11:30, will be due at 11:30 either to the administrative offices or to the offices of McDonald and Associates in Norman. And the schedule of the bonds are due at the scheduled time of 11:30 a.m.
I so move.
I second.
All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes.
And we got that close enough, didn't we?
I, discussion possible action to approve resignations and open positions as presented in addendum B.
Okay, we have on addendum B, Jackie Comers, and we received a resignation today that my receipt is the same as them turning it in ahead of time, would be Maddie Myers.
I move that we accept resignations as stated.
Second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes. Proposed executive session to discuss employment and compensation of the following positions for the remainder of the 2024-25 school year and the 25-26 school year, the disclosure of which discussion would violate confidentiality requirements of state or federal law as authorized by 25 OS 307B 1 employment. A, discussion of rescinding a resignation, and B, recommendation for employment.
I make a motion to go into executive session.
I'll second it.
All those in favor, raise your right hand. We're in executive session at 7:19.
Kind of seems like it's like, let's just throw this one so we can wait at home.
We're going to home either way.
Well, I don't know if they won the 14. Yeah.
All right, we're going to reconvene here at 7:49. The Kingfisher Public Schools Board of Education went in executive session at 7:19. All matters discussed were pursuant to item J. Nothing else was discussed. We're back in session at 7:49. Discussion on possible action to rescind acceptance of resignations in addendum A.
I would recommend that we rescind the acceptance of McKenna Giles' resignation.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes. M, discussion and possible action to employ staff as presented on addendum C and or through direct presentation by administrative staff.
I'd like to recommend that we employ Jessica Toledo as an English teacher, McKenna Giles at elementary, Nick Smith for summer maintenance, and Brady Wardlaw for junior high, high school math and coach.
So moved.
I'll second it.
All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes.
That's all I've got.
That's it.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
We have to accept resignations.
We already did, didn't we?
Yeah, we
Oh,
did.
maybe we
Do I hear a second? Second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. We're adjourned at 7:50.
Well, we're down here.